देखो रियाज है ठीक है
अच्छा ये
So let's enjoy traffic jam. I think it has started. I'll just show you the condition. It's almost the night, full night it was like that. Absolutely, we are running now. Another day. As always, I started my day very early in the morning, around 5 o'clock. Maybe 5:15 or so. Naturally, before sunrise. Yesterday's travel was excellent. I traveled from Srinagar to Lamayuru. As mentioned earlier, these Himalayas are just not yet another mountain ranges. Breathtaking. Not the height, not the vista, grandeur, but beyond that. Something mystical. I was just telling this young, beautiful girl, so I'm staying with them. Amazing human beings. And naturally, when we come to these terrains and these heights, they are special. For two reasons. One, they were loving. Secondly, they have born in such a great energy of these mountains. As I always repeat, the majestic Himalayas. So today, I was just telling her that photography means what? Does photography means going out with a camera and taking pictures? I'll not hide her. I'll come this way so that you can see her as well. So I was just telling her, is photography just taking out camera and a tripod, few filters, few lenses? Is that photography? To me, no. Photography is one component that may be important, but there are many more elements which are important. First, need to be a good human being. Need to understand the other. The other can be a child, a woman, a man. So anyway, to cut it short, I'll be staying with this wonderful family for around 4 nights. And I love cooking.
We are making breakfast.
So today, so now she'll speak something about the breakfast, what we are making.
We are making parathas for breakfast, and sir is helping us in making gobi and muli paratha. He is teaching us some cooking lessons also here, which is very great.
So I'm just trying to share, that is what my first passion is, to share. Then comes anything else. So let's start.
Yeah.
Take a break and then start, okay?
How does the world differ in the eyes of the innocent? When we see everything in the world as if for the first time, even the simplest moments become magical and dear, because life is rich and colorful as wonder soothes all fear. Because we don't have inhibitions and self-doubt, and hold strong to our wonderful, curious eyes. We see everything with love and compassion, and see everyone around us with a genuine view. Reality has no meaning to the innocence of a child. For imagination is our home, our place to live and to be in. Because we live moment to moment, we have no fear of the future, and no need to achieve that perfection that everyone seeks. We embrace our flaws to show what we really are, a view that's lost in the world full of ambition. So, to see the world from my eyes is all you must do. Realize the simplicity of life and see the world in a new view, to regain the joy of life you once had and begin life anew.
I initiated something called My World, My Vision, 8 years old story, which I am reviving again after running that story for 3 years in a small country, a beautiful country, New Zealand. There was year 2016, 17 and 18. Let's talk about it. And I'm going to start the India chapter. I'm going to be 70 by next year. It was really a long journey. I realized long back that inward journey creates many new avenues to understand the countless unanswered existential facts. I trust these answers must be shared unconditionally with the generation next. I go back in time. It was year 2016 when I was assigned to do 6 books in a beautiful country called New Zealand. Naturally, as a photographer, my first job is to understand the psyche of the space. And I was exposed for the first time to the Western world. So even more important. During my travel, the first 6 months, not very pleasing. It was revelation which was not normal to me because I come from East. That small country had lots of issues with the teenage suicide and teenage mental issues. I come from East. So the Eastern concepts are a little different. I have to be concerned because I belong to this planet. I have to contribute back what my feelings were. I have to give back. So I designed and started a program for the young ones, for children, and named it as My World, My Vision. That is child's world. And the concept was that give them a great opportunity at very young age to indulge towards creative side of mind. So I started with my small town, Hamilton. Beautiful town. So I gave 40 cameras year 1. And year 2, I gave 80 cameras. Year 1 was given 2 cameras. And these cameras are not, of course, digital cameras. They were one-time use film cameras by Fuji or Kodak. The results were astonishing. So year 2, I gave 80 cameras. Year 3, I gave 445 cameras across New Zealand, but selecting very, very carefully all the complete socio-economic background. So I should tap the richest of the rich and the poorest of the poor, remotest of the remote and the biggest towns from Wellington to Christchurch to Auckland, all the major towns. So I give equally. It was very carefully designed. And the story does not end there. I did a yearly exhibition and gave the children, digitized it and gave the children their digital copies and printed copies. And an exhibition, yearly exhibition. After completion of the project, after 3 years, I printed a book and provided them cost to cost because that is what my Eastern concept says. So these are not the times to earn money. These are times to give back. An opportunity, a great opportunity. And I feel myself the chosen one, the blessed one. So move on. Here the point to notice is that it's easy to blame the other and even easier to create some initiatives for a better tomorrow. That's far easier. And definitely the responsibility is on the elders. I'm responsible, so I have to give back. Now coming back to India, I live half the time there, almost half the time there and half the time here. And coming back to India, I initiated the similar concept, but in the greater Himalayas because I love the majestic Himalayas. Recently, I just completed 3-week tour of this greater heights of majestic Himalayas. And trust me, this divine space pours new ideas and a progression to your original thoughts or the thought process. All my friends know that I pursue the art of photography as non-competitive. Here I like to quote the contemporary master Osho. He says, nobody is superior, nobody is inferior, but nobody is equal either. People are simply unique, incomparable. You are you, I am I. I not only believe it, I trust that is the truth, and I have to appreciate that. Let's start the journey to the greater Himalayas by thanking Brigadier Manish Nagpal of Indian Army, awarded with Sena Medal for his services to the nation. He took this initiative and organized in the selected schools this opportunity. While creating this or getting into this opportunity, I thought of why not I pursue it to the remotest of the remote villages of Himalayas. I'm talking those villages which are 15,000 feet, 14,000 feet plus, and there is no other village around that. Small schools with the total strength of 20 children, 25 children. What an opportunity, what an experience I had was truthfully great. Playing with these kids was an experience. I must confess these kids are a bit different than our metro kids. They're much more innocent and fearless at the same time. Fearless to strangers like, and especially the stranger like me. White beard, bald head, shaven head rather, tattoo on the face, piercing, whatnot. But within 3 to 5 minutes, they were all jumping around me. Somebody tapping my head, somebody touching the beard, somebody is touching my earrings, and whatnot. I was shocked. And I tried to analyze these social psyches. And the differential was when in metros, we create the fear of other. We are insecure from social, from financial, from all the angles. But over there, nothing to be fearful. They truly welcomed me as if they know me from childhood. I am talking to you, children of age 3 and 5, as if they have played, when they were 6 months, they have played in my arms. They accepted me like that, which was a revolution. Truly, it was an experience. Naturally, this created informal interactive sessions. The first session gave me an insight that this is going to be very different, unlike the West or unlike the metros of India. And I was right. I visited close to a dozen schools, government schools, at the same time schools run by the monasteries. What I did, I gave them my professional cameras. And some of the elders were a little worried that they may drop it and break it. I said, let them. They have all the right to break it. But it has never happened in my experience. A child is much more careful than any elder, much more responsible than any elder. It has never happened to me. I do this exercise quite often. Anyway, the freedom of capturing the images led them to produce wonderful images, breathtaking. A child holding camera for the first time, seeing the camera for the first time, and creating those images, which I always say, that these are nature's compositions. We elders rather distort it. We elders spoil them, condition them, format them, give them formulations, give them formulas. But nature's formulas are perfect. You will definitely going to see the images of the children took images in New Zealand and in Himalayas. Compositions are exceptionally good. So every child is allowed to capture 6 to 8 images with total freedom. He or she is not supervised. They can roam around anywhere in the compound and take images. Once I got the cameras back, I immediately processed in the sense I did not touch the image, the composition, or cropped it. I simply just corrected the exposure because everything was kept on auto. Just corrected the exposure, touched nothing other than that, and gave the school the digital copy in the first 3 days only and a print of the selected images. Because many images are out of focus, they are excited, they're a little shaky. So just avoiding that, I gave all the prints, all the images to these schools. Not only that, how this is going to be different, wherein I am gifting them cameras. That is what I feel my moral duty. So I have, when you can afford, you should do it. I can afford it. So I'm gifting them 1 camera per school. So already 3 cameras been given, and naturally I'm looking forward for more. Whosoever requests, I am going to share these cameras unconditionally. That is going to be their property. And the cameras which I am going to gift them is, of course, they are not the new ones. I'm very carefully choosing the point and shoot old cameras. 12 megapixel is more than sufficient for a school. Majority of the time they have to cover their small events in the school, which they'll be happy to use it. And they are, first 3 schools are very happy. They started using it. So now the time has come to share the expression of these little angels. What they captured, I must share with you. And I welcome you to witness my journey of these greater heights of majestic Himalayas. Come forward, especially request to the elders, professionals, those who have lived their life and want to share their life experiences with the young ones, with the very young ones. Come forward. This is an opportunity. I hope you will support it. You will like it. I welcome you once again. Thank you very much. Thank you, friends.
Seeing the world through a child's eyes means a world of beauty, a world of extreme energy, a world of compassion, a world of love, a world one wants to be. To understand the world in its essence, we should look at it through a child's eye and redefine our decisions for their better tomorrow. This is what drove Ashok Kochar, a renowned photographer traveling in New Zealand, to give out 40 cameras since 2016 to really capture the purest essence of living. The results amazed him. This gave him the encouragement to make it larger to reach the bigger audiences. The next leap demands to give cameras to 400 children, ages 5 to 12 years, across New Zealand, as a celebration of the innocence and revisit the pure view we all once had. This initiative will create a space of existential love for the young ones to have a meaningful future. Come, let's take the first step together. My world, my vision. A better tomorrow starts today.
Like we have many lessons for photography. And this lesson goes, chop onion very fine. That's the lesson for the day.